they would never eat anything.
All right, we're doing a breaking news live here. Now, I typically don't do this. It is day one of practice for the Bassmaster Elite Series on the St. Lawrence River, and typically during practice, you don't want to mess with the guys, especially when they only have 2 days of practice, which they do. But about an hour ago, Kyle Patrick, who's in the top 20 in the Bassmaster Angler of the Year standings, posted on Instagram a smallmouth bass that was just 5 ounces off the New York state record. We just had the largemouth state record holder for the New York on 3 weeks ago when we were up in New York, a 12-pound, 13-ounce, or 1236 out of
It's got one of those mats. There's a guy that makes them, but it does
out of Cayuga. And then Kyle's also at a mandatory meeting. We're going to do a quick little 5-minute video with him. Kyle, congratulations on one hell of a catch.
Oh man, it's funny. I said smallmouth snatcher, but I'm actually not. Like, I'm typically not a smallmouth guy. Like, I don't get me wrong. I like catching smallmouth and it's fun, but it's not like my strength. My strength's largemouth. And haven't spent that much time on the St. Lawrence River, but I've been learning it every time I come here, like once or twice a year. I kind of learn it a little bit better, and this was just a fortunate situation. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I was on them that good, but I just happened to pull up on a spot and I saw this. It looked like a person on my live scope, Matt. Like it was so big. And I was, when you first get to a body of water and like you're not really accustomed to how big the fish are on your live scope. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna throw at this. It looks like it could be a good one. I threw it. And it hit, and I pulled it to the surface, and it tried to jump, but it was so wide and long that it couldn't. It was like trying to it basically like walloped like a largemouth, and I thought it was like a 6+, and I lifted, and I kind of freaked out, to be honest with you, as you probably can imagine. It was dude, I don't know, I can't really explain it. Like, it was so big, you're kind of like, is it real type situation,
Did this thing fight like crazy? Did it?
Dude,
you
no.
said it kind of came in, or
it didn't really. It fought pretty hard, but dude, it was so big, like it couldn't really fight. You know what I mean? It was like, it kind of like, it didn't really fight like you'd think it would. Like a 5 or 6 pounder would fight way harder than this one, because I just don't think it had it was just too wide.
Did you get any dimensions on it? A length, the girth, anything?
Dude, honestly, I took a bunch of pictures. I called Wesley. Wesley Gore was out maybe like a mile away from me. So I called him and he ran in and he was like, Kyle, don't lie to me, dude. Like, he was like, dude, I said, open the well. And I opened it, and like from right here. So we opened it. I'm about to do fizzing lessons, so I have 2 smallmouth in there right now. But this entire space was just him. He did not fit in the live well. Like, I had to like scooch him back and then pick him up by obviously like holding him like this. And It almost hit both of these with his body. Both of the Phoenix live wells, like if his dorsal was out, he would have hit that and his belly would have been on that.
Wow.
Like, it was a freak of nature, truly. And It was in the first hour of me being on this body of water. So like, I was like, okay, welcome to the St. Lawrence River.
We're not going to get into any details. We can do that after on what you caught him on, kind of the area that you caught him on. Like I said, this is day one of practice. I do want to touch before I let you know. I know that you're headed. So Barb
There's
Elliott.
Barb right there.
There's Barb right there. So I'm going to show this because through the open. So we just were at Lake St. Clair. Barb Elliott, big with bass, big on fizzing and smallmouth. If you look at what I'm holding up on the screen, there's Barb's best fizz kit right there. All the anglers have this.
Come on.
There it is right there. Barb, thank you for what you do for the smallmouth and for Bassmaster. I know that it really helps get a lot of these giant fish back into the water alive so they can be caught again. But just run through kind of what this mandatory meeting is and what they're having you guys do and why you have a couple of those smallmouth in the box.
Yeah, so basically fizzing fish is from obviously my time in New York, especially these smallmouth, you're catching them out of 30, 40, 50, sometimes deeper. And that gas, correct me if I'm wrong, Barb, but the gas builds up in their,
It expands when you
it expands when you bring them up, similar to like, why when you're diving, exactly, you need to come up really slowly, but we're obviously reeling them faster up to the surface, and they, swim up and sometimes jump, but it's there is a lot of different tricks to effectively fizzing smallmouth that the average guy may not know, and Barb obviously is an expert at it. So they have all the rookies every year when we come to the St. Lawrence do mandatory. So I'm sure she obviously knows who has come today, or I think tomorrow you're in Waddington. So you can basically pick your day.
And regular people can come too.
Yeah, anyone can come. So she's in Cape Vincent today, I think till 5, and then Waddington tomorrow until 5. And it's just good. Like if you're gonna catch deep smallmouth on the St. Lawrence and anywhere really, even largemouth, it's something that you just need to check, because a lot of people like put like weights on them, but that really doesn't fix the problem, and then you're gonna release it later. And if it doesn't die in your well, it's gonna die. So
and up here, it does in the St. Lawrence. It doesn't matter how deep you fish. People say, "Oh, I only fish shallow," but these fish, they might be in 5 feet of water here, but there's 70 feet of water right there.
Right.
So they come up, and even fish in 2 foot of water I've caught, put in my live well, had them go belly up just instantly. That's how critical this is. I mean, you'll fizz 95 to 99% of every fish you catch up here.
Yeah.
I mean, truly. Yep. I tell people that and they don't believe me. And then they come back and say, "Oh, you were right. You were right."
Yeah. So like I somewhat know how to fizz, Matt, but I'm just not like, first of all, it's mandatory, but I would have come regardless, because it's always good to just get a refresher on like the little details of fizzing.
I'm going to be an expert after this.
This is the only sport where needles and pill bottles are encouraged. Because I'm holding it up right there. There's a couple of the needles in the pill bottle. I was holding up the whole fizz kit, but the famous Barb's Best Fizz Kit. So great job that the Bassmaster is doing.
Yeah, I know it is. It's awesome. But no,
all right, I'll let you get back to it, Kyle. I know, like I said, 2 days of practice. Now, the good thing is there's like 9 rookies, and all of you guys are pretty much locked into the Bassmaster Classic for the upcoming season. All 9 in the top 30. I think Ben's like in 30th, and he's the lowest rookie out of the 9 incoming rookies, which is absolutely insane. But little bit of money you can make kind of moving up. A great way to end a great year. And by God, you caught an 8-pound freaking.
Hey, look, I said it. I said it to Wesley. I said, dude, honestly, that completes the season for me. I'm going to just grind to try to make 10 grand, maybe try to win, right? But I'm, like Ronnie said, I'm kind of in a unique position because, I can't really win Rookie of the Year. I mean, crazy stuff would have to happen, right? I can't really win AOY, and the furthest I can fall is to 29th if I zero. So, wow. I'm just enjoying the ride and excited to try to just learn this fishery a little better.
Oh, he got a call. Someone called him to say, "Did you really catch an 8-pound smallmouth?" I forgot to tell him to put his phone in standby.
You there?
Yep, I got you.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, I'm just excited for the ride and trying to learn this fishery better in a tournament situation, because obviously you learn fishery so much better when there's like that tournament pressure, because you just, for me at least. So I'm just happy, and it's no problem to take some time out to talk to the, the legendary Matt Pangrack.
Yeah, there you go. All right. I said 5 minutes. It's 10 minutes. Go get your education from Barb, get back on the water, and maybe you can put together a 45-pound bag of smallmouth today.
I did have 20. By the way, just for the record, in the first hour and 45 minutes, I'm here. I have 29:30.
How many? Okay, I'll leave you on this question. How many 100-pound bags this year?
2.
2. All right, there you go.
Yep.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for what you do for the fisheries, Barb, as well.
Oh, thank you.
See you, Matt.
See ya. All right, there it is. Kyle Patrick, the one and only. I would say he's jacked up, but he's always jacked up. So just a little 10-minute breaking news, BTL. Back to regularly scheduled programming tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning. But one of the cool things with having the studio in the house is you can kind of jump on and talk with that Kyle. Good dude. Had him in studio before. Actually have I got a signed 20 on the wall there from Kyle Patrick when he was here this winter. But 8-pound smallie, man, you don't see that very often. So, all right, we will talk to everybody tomorrow. Thanks for jumping on for this little segment. And thanks to Kyle again for jumping on from upstate New York, where a slugfest is about to go down this weekend. Later.